Koloplayatu, and a very good evening. These are our top stories for tonight. The Chief of Police, Tony Edwards, has responded to concerns in relation to the operation of the rescue mission for the body of a 29-year-old woman out at sea. The search and rescue boat was not utilised by police. Valiant efforts were made by community members, including highly experienced fishermen, in recovering the woman's body.
Following the tragic incident, concerns have been raised on the response of the police, particularly on the search and rescue boat not being utilised to retrieve the woman's body out at sea.
There was a lot of discussions on whether the search and rescue boat should have been deployed or what we could have done better. And I think this is a big undertaking for any person to make a decision on. And the inspector, Brent Ioane, who was in charge of the operation, who made a decision that the boat will not be deployed because of the conditions of the sea and also with the risk that would come with it, with deploying the actual SAR boat out. We also assessed the Avaseli boat ramp. The Avaseli boat ramp is not an ideal place to deploy the search and rescue vessel because of its size, and in the lagoon where it's situated, it be in no position to fit the SAR boat in there, and especially with the conditions of the sea, the call was made that the boat will not be deployed.
The Chief of Police maintains his officers are trained for such operations.
This is probably its first occasion where we've actually had an opportunity to see whether, with these conditions, whether we could deploy our search and rescue vessel. I've got staff trained to operate the vessel together with other staff outside of police service. But you know, in any case, it's always beyond the strength of some police officers to actually take or deploy the vessel out at the time. But with those conditions, it's not a matter of staff unable to do it, but it's a matter of assessing whether the vessel is able to deal with conditions like this. Had there been more room in the lagoon at the time, things could have been different. But my staff are trained in some conditions, but it's unfortunate that this time round we were unable to deploy the search and rescue vessel. But in saying that, I'm confident with my staff who could actually operate the vessel.
Meanwhile, there have been concerns raised on the release of images relating to the incident on social media. The Chief of Police was also queried on the matter.
This is still an ongoing investigation at the moment with the speculations of those concerned. So the speculation is that there were images uploaded onto Facebook from the department. So we're still looking into the matter, but at this stage, once we've concluded that, then we're able to comment on it. But at the end of the day, we can't stop people from putting up images, but definitely with the protocol around police operations, that's a no-go. Where every image is taken by police becomes a property of the police, and that's all revealed until we've carried out a inquiry to the matter. So at this stage, I cannot comment on the speculations until those inquiries are completed.
Police are also expected to start an investigation into the incident which resulted in the death of the 29-year-old woman 2 weeks ago. Sofia Koroitanoa, BCN News.
From the 1st of next month, expect to be paying for single-use plastic bags at Swanson's. The supermarket has joined the move in reducing waste and single-use plastics on the island. Swanson's also has an in-store promotion on the 1st of March where prizes will be awarded for alternative bags used by shoppers. Swanson's is asking shoppers not to forget your kato tapala, cloth bag or sack. Plastic bags are one of the top 4 pollutants in the world, with plastic bottles, straws and styrofoam cups making up the remaining 3 of these top pollutants. Plastic bags take between 10 to 1,000 years to decompose. Plastics have reached ocean depths no human ever has, with subgear revealing such imagery. Public Service Commissioner and co-owner for Hio Cafe, Victoria Kalauni, spoke highly of the new move by Swanson's. The environmentally friendly initiative taken by Swanson's is aligned to government's efforts to phase out single-use plastics. 610 people have undergone tuberculosis screening, with 70 people tested positive for latent TB, while only one has been confirmed to have tuberculosis. The health department is gearing up to screen the rest of the population next month, and once again it is voluntary.
Treatment for those tested positive with latent tuberculosis will be rolled out next month. This is to prevent those tested positive with latent tuberculosis from developing tuberculosis disease.
When the consultant returns to the island on the last week of March, that is, and then we would also start to roll out the treatment for all the 70 latent TB cases that we have already found last year. So the aim is to screen the rest of the population who have not yet been screened, as well as to start the treatment for those who have been found to have come positive for MEN2 test.
Tuberculosis is a condition that usually affects the lungs. It can also affect other parts of the body, such as the glands, bones, or brain. When someone with tuberculosis in their lungs coughs or sneezes, the germs can pass into the air. These germs may be breathed in by other people. The germs can then damage the lungs or other parts of the body and make the person very sick. This is called tuberculosis disease. Latent tuberculosis infection is different from tuberculosis disease. In people with latent tuberculosis infection, the body's immune system is able to suppress the tuberculosis germs, causing the germs to become inactive. As long as the germs are inactive, the person stays perfectly well. Sometimes, after months or years, the germs can become active. Sofia Koroitanoa, BCN News.
Tuberculosis management and treatment by Niue's Health Department has received a boost with the new GeneX machine. 6 staff members of the hospital have been trained on the use of the machine.
The machine would, with the machine, we will be able to get testing done for not only tuberculosis, TB, but also for 2 STIs, sexually transmitted infections, which are chlamydia and gonorrhea, as well as testing for HIV. I guess with the machine also we would be able to, the benefit is that we would be able to get results quickly as opposed to waiting 2 to 3 weeks for specimens to be taken overseas and getting confirmation before we get the results back on the island.
I'm assigned by UNDP Pacific to give the training in here because we have installed a new machine in here, and I just give them how to run and how to operate the system in the engineering side. So, and also in the basic molecular diagnostic side, because we will screen the TB from the molecular diagnostic test with the DNA of the we can detect it, the DNA from the bacteremia from TB.
Feral pigs continue to be major pests on the island. The Department of Environment has started its feral pig hunting program with about 10 feral pigs culled so far this year.
We just want to let the public know that with our feral pig management program is still ongoing. It's been a bit hard lately. There are a few of the people complaining with their plantations being eaten by the feral pigs, especially here on the south side. It seems to be the north side is doing better than the south side, maybe because the hunters are actually on the north side than on the south side.
Since the start of the program 4 years ago, about 400 pigs have been culled. Feral and wandering domestic pigs collectively cause significant environmental damage in Niue, chiefly to coconut crab populations, seedling coconuts, soil organisms, soil structure and fertility transfer. They also cause significant economic damage to plantations and domestic gardens.
It is a major issue here on the island. It's an ongoing one. So we've killed since the start of the program, to nearly 4 years now, we've killed about 400 pigs. That's a lot of pigs. Near a year, we seem to kill the same amount of pigs. It should be going down. It's just that pigs from people's pig pens are still escaping into the wild, and they're helping to increase the population of the wild pigs. And as long as we have pigs escaping for those pig pens, we'll always have this problem, and we won't be getting on top of the problem anytime soon.
Niue's Kalawama season has been off to a bountiful start, with the village of Awasele wrapped with the bucket loads of Kalawama collected just last week. It's understood many of the small fish were beached due to the powerful waves experienced 2 weekends ago. Other villages have already commenced with the favorite pastime of fishing for Kalawama, which only occurs this time of the year for a short period of time. A reminder that due to the Kalawama season, that some of the sea tracks open to the public are now closed. That ends our news for tonight. We hope to see you this Thursday. Have a great evening.